Formerly served in Afghanistan and Iraq with the US Air Force.
Congressman Kinzinger, you've been pretty critical of Donald Trump on occasion. I was just wondering what you made of Senator Flake's comments in the Senate yesterday.
Well, he's a very principled person. I think he meant what he said, obviously, everything he said. I think it's not helpful for our party to have this kind of big food fight in front of everybody, and that happens on all sides. The president with his Twitter, and then some of the comments from the Senate. You know, we have a lot of big things we want to achieve, a lot of big issues internationally. And, you know, as a Republican, to wake up every day and see this spread all over the national and world media is a little disheartening sometimes. But, you know, look, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'll be supportive of the president any way I can. And then when I must, I'll you know, make comments critical. That's my job out here in Congress.
Okay, let's talk international. You served in the US Air Force in Iraq and Afghanistan. If you were back in service now, would you be concerned that this kind of disagreement in the party was hampering in any way America's ability to do its job around the world?
Well, maybe a little concerned, you know, again, because anytime you have fights within, whether it's within a party or frankly even within the country, especially when it comes to foreign policy issues, it can be a little hamstringing. At the same time, though...
What do you mean by that? What specifically?
Well, you know, because decisions, for instance, if the president makes a decision overseas, used to be that none of that was partisan. We all kind of, politics ended at the water's edge, and now it can turn into a big internal debate here at home. But let me just say this, though. The American military, and I served with the British military in Iraq, they're really tough people. And they have one mission, and it's not something people like to hear, but it's to take out the bad guys and to destroy their stuff. If the military, if the civilian leadership of America or the UK ask them to do it, and they're really good at it. So a lot of the times, yeah, these debates can be a little disheartening, but the military goes way beyond and is way bigger than, I think, political disputes. We like to discuss sometimes among ourselves some political differences, but we're really good at what we do when we're overseas.
Congressman, when you're in the military, what is important is the temperament of your leaders. And what Senator Flake was talking about yesterday is that he doesn't think this president has the temperament. Do you?
You know, that's a tough question to answer. I'm not going to get in the middle of their food fight. I don't like some of the things he puts on Twitter, obviously. I think, you know, every morning you wake up and kind of cringe as you log into Twitter to see what he put. So that's not exciting. I do think some of the tweets, for instance, on some international issues can actually be beneficial, though. So look at like North Korea. You have reports that Kim Jong-un has actually reached out unsuccessfully to Republican consultants to say, what is Donald Trump made of? Because he's showing some unpredictability. There can be some benefits. But yeah, I mean, look, the American presidency has always been kind of bigger than moments and bigger than partisan debates, even though they engage in partisan debates. And that's something I worry about.
But it is important what world leaders are thinking. And when they look at his tweet today, where he says, yesterday I got standing ovations, there was, quote, a love fest. That is the sort of language that we're used to hearing from Colonel Gaddafi or Kim Jong-un, not from the President of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's like I said, when I read that Twitter, it's kind of like, why? You know, please don't. At the same time, I know that world leaders, we look at, you know, interesting leaders, colorful leaders in the past, like in Europe, for instance, and you see that and you say, okay, well, the relationships of countries go beyond even what the leaders say. Now, it can be damaging, but we always have a relationship that goes beyond it. So, you know, look, the president, like I said, there's a lot of things internationally I agree with what he's doing in principle. The tone, I don't. And frankly, though, we are lucky because he has a lot of great people around him, and he does tend to allow them, I think, to help him make decisions when it comes to things like what to do in Syria, what to do with Iran, etc.
Adam Kinzinger, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, anytime. See ya.